I have with me one of the greatest sheriff on this side of heaven and a person I have the utmost respect for. Sheriff Joe Arpaio is with me. He's a former sheriff of Maricopa County, Arizona, and he's running for Senate. Oh, and I wanted to talk to him about that and immigration. Sheriff Joe Arpaio, welcome to the show, sir. Thanks for coming on.
Hi, Jesse. That's U.S. Senate.
Yeah,
State
right.
Senate.
That's right. U.S. Senate. Congratulations on this. I believe you're going to win.
Well, I'm fighting. You know me. I've been a fighter my whole life, so
Yes.
got a little opposition from Washington and the swamp and their establishment, but I'm my own guy, and I always go to the people.
That's
They're
right.
my endorsements, the people.
Well, I strongly believe that you will win. You're a tough sheriff, and I admire it. What made you decide to run for U.S. Senate?
Well, you know, I won the Republican primary. I never lost a primary in all my elections, but they went after me in the general election. George Soros pumped in $3.5 million, and the Department of Justice said they were going to charge me the day before early voting, and then during the voting process, they charged me with contempt of court. Some judge that is very biased, so I won't get into that, did not like me, and he said I violated his order. So here I am, 58 years in law enforcement. I end up my career sitting at a defense table for a contempt of court when I'm not guilty.
Amazing.
The judge wouldn't even give me a jury trial, charged me with a wrong charge. I can go on and on.
Yeah.
So that's okay. I'm coming back. I told my wife that I was done with politics, and then in December I didn't like what they were doing with my hero, our president. And
Yes.
I'm coming back fighting it and doing what I can to help him, help the people of our great country, and help Arizona. Very simple.
Speaking of the Great White Hope, President Trump, he pardoned you after a judge found you guilty of criminal contempt, right?
Yeah, I didn't ask for it. He knew it was a hatchet job, which it is. I sent a 26-page report recently to Sessions. I want a full-blown investigation on the corruption. And by the way, I'm not one of these conspiracy guys. I've been in law enforcement, Jesse, all my life, and I know when I say something, I know when I have the facts and the evidence. So I want him to do something, but I'm not going to hold my breath.
Yeah.
You kidding?
That's right. Amazing. You know, I read on Breitbart that a comedian by the name of Sacha Baron Cohen posed as a Finnish host to trick you, and he also used vulgar language with you. And this same guy went after Sarah Palin and others. Tell us about that.
Well, it's kind of bizarre. I got a call. They said the producers said I was one of the top 20 well-known or popular people in the country and would like to interview you. So, you know, I was in California anyway, helping a fellow running against Maxine Waters, Omar Navarro.
Yeah.
So I was interviewed. They picked me up, took me to the studio, which happened to be a warehouse. They had security. I had nothing. And they duped me. This guy, Cohen, acted like he was a famous Finland talk show guy and interviewed me for about an hour. I got a little suspicious, but I never leave an interview. I go all the way through what I did with this guy. So then I find out recently that Palin and the vice president, former, Cheney, and others were duped also. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, if he does a good job when he has me on one of his segments, maybe I'll write him a letter and ask him I want to be interviewed again.
That's right. You know, I've watched you over the years. I've had you on my show before. And I've noticed, and I have the utmost respect for you, there are a few men around nowadays like you. I noticed that you never backed down. You were under attack by Obama, Holder, biased judge, and the ACLU. And over the years, you just never back down. You stand for what is right. You speak up. You endure. How did you become that way?
I've always been that way. When I worked, my father and mother came from Italy, opened an Italian grocery store. I worked hard when I was going to high school at the store. When I joined the Army, when the Korean War broke out, I was a cop in Washington, D.C. for almost 4 years, walked the toughest beat, a black beat, but I locked up a lot of people. And same way when in Vegas, and my big career was the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration. So worked in Turkey and Mexico City, South America, Syria, and I was the head of the agency. So I always worked hard.
Yeah.
Then I became sheriff, and for 24 years, continue to work hard. That's the way I am.
That's amazing. You know, finally, we have real hope for the border and immigration enforcement. You said that once you win as U.S. Senate of Arizona, that you will set up a Senate office on the border, and you're going to suggest that they put the military, our military, with Mexico in order to deal with drug problems and the things that are happening at the border.
Well, yeah, I'm going to put an office at the border. The first day I'm in office, as soon as I can get a building, pay the rent. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Let them come and see me at the border. I think that's my idea. Maybe I can get a good Mexican meal across the border. You know, they've been trying to keep me from going into Mexico, the U.S. government, the Mexican government, even the sheriffs, too dangerous. So even as sheriff, I couldn't even get across the border. I could, but I didn't want to start an international incident.
Right.
So what is this? I can't go across the border? So we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that. As far as the military, I don't know where you got that, but that's it's been in the air.
Yeah.
And, I've been thinking about it. Why not?
It's a good idea.
Well, wait a minute. I'm not invading Mexico.
Right.
We got DEA agents, FBI agents. Everybody's working in these foreign countries. They happen to be government employees. I think there's another government agency called the U.S. Army. So what's wrong with utilizing them?
That's right.
Across the border? Together we can whip this problem. I used to use the military when I was head of the federal drug enforcement. So let's do something a little different and quit talking about, all Congress does is talk. Nothing's ever done.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever passed. Nobody has the courage to do anything. All they do is talk about this border and this illegal immigration and drugs.
Is it true that there are drug cartels after you?
Yeah, I've had a few. I think the money's going down a little. Maybe they don't have enough money. Yeah, I've got several going after me. So I get a lot of threats. I'm not worried about it.
That's right. How can we help you?
Well, Jesse, I'll tell you, you can't get good media anymore. Everything seems to be programmed. You have some guts, and there's other talk show hosts like you. Get the word out. Power of the radio, power of the media, if you get the right media to do something.
Yes.
That's how you do it. Get to the people. So I have a lot of respect for the journalists, believe it or not. And I have family involved in the journalistic field. So, but it seems to be a different game today.
Yeah.
When I was a young agent and cop, I used to take reporters out, get in the bar, have a few drinks, give them a story. They'll keep it quiet, and they would let me buy them a drink. Now you can't even buy them a cup of coffee, or they won't buy you a cup of coffee. That's how bad it's gotten.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, I'm definitely a supporter of yours. I love what you do. I have a lot of respect for you, and we're definitely going to continue to do what we can on this end to get the word out. We need you. We need you to win. We need you there because you're absolutely right. The government is weak. Even the right or Republicans are weak. They are not doing anything. I'm looking at all these hearings that they're having now, and nothing's going to come out. It just seems like a fundraising campaign to me because nothing ever comes out of them. And I remember John McCain. He was it's as though he turned on the people. So we need men like you in there. And you have our support 100%.
Well, thank you. I'm going to do it for one term, 6 years. Go down there. We need a cop on the Senate. Stop all these lawyers and, what we have. They go in the back room. They're all in bed together. Anyway, They come out, look like they're fighting, but it's all one big game. So I want to get there, do what I can, support the President of the United States and help him and help the people of Arizona. So what have I got to lose?
Is there a website you would like to give out?
Yeah, I got a web, www.SheriffJoeForAmerica.com.
Sheriff Joe, God bless you, sir, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Thank you, Jesse.
All right, have a good day.
All right, thank you.
Amazing. He's 80-something years old. It sounds like he's in his, 50s or 40s. Amazing. I need you all to subscribe, support us on Patreon, like us on Facebook, and follow me on Twitter.
Got it.